Hey guys, what's going on? Nomadic Hunter here. And if you're like me, you're really into gardening, you want to try new techniques, but you want to try it more in a very frugal way and try to save as much money as you can. So now I'm going to show you at least one technique of how to repurpose or upcycle one of these wooden pallets. Now you can find these wooden pallets actually anywhere, probably around your town, and they're just practically giving them away for free, or at least very, very cheap. Now when you find your wooden pallets, first check the labeling. Make sure that it doesn't say MB or methyl bromide. Methyl bromide is a chemical pressure treatment that they use on the pallet to stop bugs. It's basically just a pesticide. And you don't want that to be anywhere, especially if you're making a raised bed for your food or any other flowers and stuff. And you want to keep it somewhat chemical free. The good one to look for is HT, or heat treated. That one's said to be good for gardening, especially if you're using it on organic food and all that other stuff. So for this project, all you're going to need is a hammer and a crowbar and some time to get these planks off. Also, try to keep the nails as straight as possible when you're doing it, because you can reuse the nails too for when you're actually building the entire raised bed. Later you're going to need a square, handsaw, a pencil, and possibly a ruler. Also, don't worry, if you do accidentally break some of this, it's kind of cheap wood too, you gotta keep in mind. If you do break some, you can cut it off and you can make it as a cross section to actually hold everything together. Here I have just a little test. I wanted to see how tall it would be and what it would look like, kind of. And this is pretty much the little design that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be bringing it up to the garden, and it's really not that hard. It's all, I haven't paid 1 cent for any of this yet. Okay, so since there's about to be a thunderstorm outside, I came back inside to do the cutting portion of this. So I just lined everything up, measured it, and I'm just going to cut off the overhanging parts. Alright, so you finished cutting everything to length, and this one's a little bit over 6 feet, but it's alright because it was just easier that way. These are 2 separate sections. There's 4 planks on this side and there's 4 planks on this side. I'm going to brace each half with these little pieces that I cut up from it, and then I'm going to put it together with that piece right there. And then I'll have one side. I'll do it again on the other side, and then I'll work on the front and the back. Boom, one side. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking a couple of these blocks that I got from one of the pallets. I'm going to use those as corner braces that I can actually connect the whole box together. Now when you got the corner braces in each corner, you can just nail all the other panels together to make the complete box. Alright, so now that we got the box all built up, we're going to start actually adding some stuff. We're going to do more of a lasagna type of deal. We've got some chickweed, some grass in here, and I got to level it off a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is to stop the weeds, I'm going to fit the cardboard in to stop it, and then I'm going to put some topsoil underneath just to level it off. And then I'm going to put some logs in it, maybe one little layer because it's not that high. And then I'm going to put some compost and some hay, and then I'll put some topsoil over top of that, and then I'll put some plants in there. Alright, so now that I got it level, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of do like, this is going to be kind of like an experiment with the hugelkultur and back to Eden type of raised bed. So what I did was I took some of these oak tree branches, limbs that came down, and I'm just going to line the entire bottom with it. Okay, now that you got your logs down, oops, I'm going to take some of this compost that's already starting. I'm just going to sprinkle it over, all over the bottom of this. Got some eggshells, some kitchen scraps, grass clippings, and whatever. Got a whole pile of this, so spread it around. Okay, so after I got the grass clippings and some of the kitchen scraps in there, I'm just gonna put a layer of hay. You can get these pretty cheap. You can also use leaf litter, pine needles, coffee grinds, used tea bags, anything pretty much that's okay to eat, you can put into your raised bed and layer it in there. So I'm gonna do a nice layer of this before I put the topsoil down. Okay, so now that the hay layer is down, I'm going to finish it off with the topsoil. Okay, so now when you got the topsoil in, its next step is the plants themselves. Okay, so I'm going to be transplanting my strawberries that I got and some edible weeds, which I actually have returning this year. This is, right here, lamb's quarter, or wild spinach. Tastes good, and I'm going to grow more of it. So the wild spinach is actually going to go on the outside. Good. And I got a couple of them in each pot. Okay, so now that I got the strawberry patch out, I'm going to place it into the bed. Put it a little bit higher. And then backfill. Alright, so the last thing that I'm going to do now is put down this layer of wood chips that I got for free from town. And we're going to go back over. I put cardboard to stop the weeds from coming up. I have the hugelkultur idea with the oak branches just laid along the bottom. Then I have some of the grass clippings and kitchen scraps. Then on top of that, I have a layer of hay, and then I have topsoil, plants, and now wood chips. Each of these things are going to break down over time and give nutrients, and hopefully I won't have to water it as often. I'm also doing this as the Back to Eden style of gardening. So I'll keep you up to date on how this goes and what else I add to it. Right now I only have strawberries and lamb's quarter. Might put in some tomatoes and we'll see. Alright, so this is pretty much how you make a free raised bed. And if you like it, click the like button, subscribe if you want to see what's going on in the future, and leave a comment, and if you have any suggestions or whatever, let me know. Have a good day. See you guys later. Have fun.